Hey family, it's your girl Crystal. Welcome back to Black Dust. All right, y'all. So we're gonna jump right in. It's been so much going on the past couple weeks. A lot of people feel like there is this media attack on black men. I know, and I think we all know that the media does and has always magnified the indiscretions of blacks and minimized the indiscretions of whites. That's the standard. This is America. So I don't think we should be very surprised. Is it fair? Absolutely not. Is it wrong? Absolutely. However, I do want to say as a community, we've got to hold one another responsible. So just because the media is being unfair, it does not change guilt. Talk about specifically today, another black man who has been in the media very recently, and it's actor Terry Crews. So a lot of you probably know what's going on. So let me just read to you a little bit from this news article about what happened with Terry Crews. So actor and activist Terry Crews angered many on Saturday night when he argued that kids suffer when raised by same-sex parents. The online conversation began when Crews criticized a female New York Times writer for a story on Barack Obama scolding young black men. The Twitter conversation continued with a discussion of gender and Crews tweeting, "Women can speak with us, just not for us." Twitter users said that women shouldn't be excluded from the conversation on raising men. Crews responded by saying, "I've reiterated many times that same-sex couples and single parents can successfully raise a child. But I believe paternal and maternal love are like vitamins and minerals to humanity." So of course, a lot of people reacted to that, and Crews apologized and took the tweet down. Of course, I'm sure his PR people advised him to do that. But I want to talk about that today because it's really infuriating that people will scold a man for telling the truth. This blog is dealing with African Americans and our issues. So you're the group I want to talk to today, the group that has an issue with what Terry Crews said. So I believe the reason that so many African Americans had issue or took issue with what Crews said is because as a community, we have literally forgotten the necessity and the importance of having a father. And y'all know me, everybody who has seen my blog in the past, you know that fatherlessness is a topic I talk about all the time because it literally affects almost every issue in our community. See, the reason a lot of us don't understand the importance of fatherhood is because many of us don't have a father, right? You have two sides of the coin. You have either children who are raised without a father. And so we grow up and we become, successful, happy, healthy people, and we believe, you know what, my father wasn't there and I turned out okay, so it must mean that fathers are not necessary. Or you have mothers who either are raising or have raised children on their own, and their children grow up to be successful, happy, healthy, and they feel like, you know what, I did that without a man, so a man is not necessary. But I beg to differ. Even though your children or yourself grew up just fine without a father, that does not change the standard. Just like money. Money is important, right? Whether you have money or not, it doesn't change that money can influence your life and money can enhance your life. Just because you don't have money, do you say, oh, money's not important? No, you know that money is important, and you know that if you had more money, you could do more things, right? It's no different with having a father. Having fathers is important, and until we acknowledge that in our community, we're going to continue with the same struggles, the same cycles that we've had until we acknowledge that a functional family, a man, a woman, and children together in the same household, until we acknowledge that, we're going to continue the same cycle. Just as it takes a man and woman to create a child, I'm not sure why we feel like a man and woman are not necessary to raise a child. Like you literally cannot have a child without man, woman. You can't. That's the only way the human race continues, is if men and women come together to procreate. So if it takes a man and woman to physically come together to create the child, why would we feel that it's unnecessary for both man and woman to be present to raise the child? That's common sense, right? And for the people who are saying, well, women shouldn't be excluded from the conversation, of course not. Women should always be included in a conversation about manhood. We deal with men. We birth men, we help raise men, and we eventually marry and deal with men in a romantic way. So yes, we should be a part of the conversation, but Terry Crews is right. We cannot speak for men. I don't care if you're a single mother with 8 sons. You cannot speak for men. no more than a man can speak for a woman. When men try to tell women how they should feel about their bodies or what they should do with their bodies, right? We get offended by that. But at the same time, we want to say that we as women can speak for men. Let me ask you something. Can a man teach a little girl how to be a woman? The answer obviously is no. So what makes us think that a woman can teach a little boy? So let me share with you guys some statistics. For those of you who disagree that fathers are not important, I want to share with you some statistics about fatherlessness and what kind of situations fatherlessness creates. Okay? And these are statistics, so please don't fight me, okay? So 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. That's 5 times the average. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. That's 32 times the average. 85% of all children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. That's 85%. Okay, that's 20 times the average. And that's straight from the CDC. 80% of 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. That's 14 times the average. That's from the Justice and Behavior Center. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. That's 9 times the average. Okay? 70% of youths in state-operated institutions come from fatherless homes. That's 9 times the average. That's straight from the U.S. Department of Justice. 85% of all youths in prison come from fatherless homes. Okay, that's 20 times the average. That's also from the Department of Justice. So those are statistics that show the negative effect on our children. And there's not much you can think of that's not affected by whether a father is present. When you think about the crime rates, teen pregnancy, poverty rates, high school dropout rates, all of that stuff is negatively affected when a father is not in the home. Why do you think that is? It's not that fathers are more important than mothers. Mothers are just as important. But you can't have mothers up here and fathers down here. That's not how that works. Both of them are up here. They go together. Like Mother's Day I think Mother's Day is like the second most celebrated holiday, right? Father's Day is the bottom of the barrel because so many of us don't have a father. So you can talk bad about somebody father all day long. You talk about somebody mama, your family. So the statistics don't lie. And if you're just honest with yourself, you just don't lie to yourself. You know that not having a father negatively affected you. And we've got to be honest about that, and we've got to be vulnerable and be able to be honest about that. Stop sugarcoating it and pretending like everything is fine. Okay? Not having a father negatively affects children, and we can't change that. So let's stop beating up on Terry Crews and beating up on people who are telling us the truth. Fathers are necessary, just as mothers are necessary. So let's stop the foolishness and get our community together. We've got to come together. We need mother, father, children, family. That's what we need. Whole families together. That is what's going to change what's happening in our communities. Until we address that, all the protesting we're doing, all that stuff is fine. But until we fix the root of our problems, the root of our problems start in our homes. It doesn't start in the streets. It starts in our homes. Parents are the first teachers of their children. So we can fuss about what the white man is doing. And yes, he's doing it. But a lot of things we're doing to ourselves. So let's fix that. Again, we can't change our own scenario. We can't change our past. And we can't change past relationships. If they didn't work, they didn't work. But we can make a better choice for our children. Let's teach our children the importance. Even if their father's not present, have a discussion with them about the importance of fatherhood, so that when your child grows up, even though maybe they didn't have their father, they can understand the significance of having a father. So your young boys can grow up to be men who understand that they need to be present. All right, y'all, you know how it goes. If you have comments, concerns, topics you want us to discuss, please email us at fixblackcracks@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube and Facebook at Black Does Crack. Until next time, you guys, I love you. Be blessed.